Welcome to church this morning. The green light's on. There we go. We do have some seats up here. Please come in, find your way. You guys are really gonna enjoy this morning. So it's a lot different than me, which is good. You guys need something different than me on a regular basis. But Melvin Adams and I met the summer between my graduation, my last year of college, and his first year at San Jose Christian College. We've been to Argentina together. We've been to prison together. It's not what you think. Very different, but I'm just going to kind of get out of the way. I want to introduce you to Melvin Adams, and do me a favor, huge Boulder Creek welcome as he comes and shares with us today.
Sweet. All right, we did meet he met me in the state pen, and I met him at Penn State. That's how we roll. But listen, we're so excited to be here. Before I get started, I'm trying to look around. I want to tell you, man, your pastor, he is amazing. Amen. We are the best of friends. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him. There's nothing he wouldn't do for me. And so far, we've done absolutely nothing for each other. But we're working on our relationship. And I want to tell you, man, like, we're really excited. Him and his wife, when Adam picked me up from the airport, man, that dude talked about his wife, Jennifer Aniston, the whole ride, all right? So I love to have fun. I hope you didn't come in here today with your butt so tight Moses couldn't party. We're going to have fun. If you hold it in, you're going to fart. Jesus was fun, all right? So I'm going to tell you my story. I'm here with my youngest son, Silas over there. My dad was 6'6". My brothers are 6'8", 6'7", 6'2". My mom was 5'3", and my aunts were Ewoks on Star Wars. But I had a dream. I was the shortest, but I was also the cutest. Word up. I had a dream, all right? And you know, how many believe that in life, whatever you want to do, there are going to be obstacles? How many believe that? Yeah. So when I was in high school, you're in high school, everybody wants to play on the varsity, right? If you play on the freshman team, the only people going to come to the game is your mom and your daddy. Like if you play on the JV team, your aunt and grandmother might come. But if you play on the varsity, because the boys, we get the leather jackets, we show in front of the girls like, you know what I mean? And because I was short in high school, they called me the Minute Man. So I was like, Coach, put me in the game. He was like, in a minute, man, in a minute. You know what I mean? So I went and told all of my buddies, I said, guys, in the third quarter, I want y'all to stand up and say, put me in the game. Third quarter came on, my buddies stood up. They said, put Melvin in the game. I said, Coach, you hear him? He said, yeah, why don't you go sit with him? I'm trying to win. I mean, it was hard. I remember dating a girl in high school with a lazy eye, and every time I look at her, I'd be like, but that didn't even last long because I found out she was seeing somebody on the side. But there are obstacles in my life. I grew up with a dream. And I believe, even as we drove here, like, you know, I always talk to my son Silas. I always say, man, what do you feel about the area? And what I feel is I feel like you guys are way up here, like mountain lions, coyotes. Like, y'all don't want to be bothered by nobody. But what about the people down at the mountain who need a lot of what you all have? And we can all get stuck in that. We can all become comfortable. And we just find ourselves just floating through life. And I don't think that God created us just to float. He created us to do something great, but many times we just kind of stay in our little environment, our little hood, you know, suburbs. And we just all become those same things. So let me tell you my story. I grew up in Houston, Texas, where it's so flat you can see your dog run away for 2 weeks. And my dream was to play professional basketball, right? My mom, you know, you're too little. You know, she'd pick me up. You're too little. You're a Smurf. Gargamel is still alive. And we went to church every Sunday, but just because you go to church doesn't make you a Christian. Just like being in a garage doesn't make you a car. You might be confused and don't know who you are. That's my rap, Drake. Like that. So I was driven. If I could score more points, if I could make more money, maybe my mother would love me. My mom was the type of woman, if I got an 89, she'd cuss me out because I should have got a 90. If I got a 90, she'd cuss me out because I should have got a 91. And if I got a 100, she wouldn't say nothing because that's what I should have got. I played football, scored 4 touchdowns. My mom said, you would have had 5 if you wouldn't have fumbled the ball. So you want to know why I shot 3,000 jump shots every day? You want to know why I ran 3 miles? Because I thought if I could score more points, make more money, maybe my mom would love me, or maybe I could look like Adam. I'm not gay, but that's a good-looking white dude right there. I'm just saying. Anyway, my dad was a cop, and he would come home. My dad would say, hey, Melvin, let's play hide and go seek. I'm like, cool, Daddy. He said, count to 10 and come look for me. I count to 10. It's been 27 years. I still ain't found that brother. Because my dad was in my life, I was always in the principal's office, and the principal said, you know what, you're always in trouble. We're going to call your daddy. I said, you found him? My dad was a cop. He would come home, he'd hammer 6 nails in a piece of wood. He would turn the sharp points. He'd beat my mother, beat my brothers, and then he would beat me. And there are many times my dad would make me watch him, make my mom get on her knees on a gravel street, and he would beat her with a water hose. And we went to church every Sunday. My mom sang in the choir, not good, but she sang. So I was a very hurting kid. I was going to school. I was angry. If I could be quite honest with you, I was very suicidal. And there were 2 people who didn't just want to live up in the mountains. They came down to meet and reach. My high school principal, her name was Miss Eaton. She would tell me every day that I was awesome. Now, you have to understand culture, because blacks are not in the hood going, Leroy, you're awesome. I didn't know what that was. She sounded like Chewbacca, but she said it so much, I started to believe it. She said I was amazing. I said, I'm not Spider-Man. She gave me my first birthday party. She didn't hit me in the head with a Bible. Get saved. She didn't do that. She just loved on me. Told me I was awesome, told me I was amazing, gave me my first birthday party. I went from making all F's to being on the honor roll, to being the first one to graduate from college in my family. My high school coach, he drove me to one of the richest areas. I grew up around drugs and prostitution. And this guy took me out of my environment to this neighborhood where the houses looked like Adam's wife's face. It looked good. And he said, do you know that you can live in a house like that? It literally changed my life. I was like, my kids grew up different. Like, Father, were you poor? Were you a Negro? Did you eat the government cheese? Were you constipated? Changed my life. I retired from playing professional sports, started speaking in public schools all over the world, and I go to this town called Harlingen, Texas. It's 99.9% Hispanic, but I don't feel uncomfortable everywhere I go, because everywhere I go, I move in love. Not comfortable here, I love people. And I go to this town, it was kindergarten through 7th grade, right? And so you know how the parents drop the kids off? I used to be shy. A lot of you wouldn't believe that because I have diarrhea of the mouth. But I don't understand how you can come in and encounter with Jesus and still be the same. I don't understand that. But what happens is that loud people want quiet people to talk more, and quiet people want loud people to shut up. And everybody's trying to make you be who they want you to be, but you got to be you. Adam's quiet. He just looks into your soul. And I'm going to come and make you fart. But you know what I mean? So I go to school, the parents are dropping the kids off. I immediately go to the first car, open the door, a little girl gets out. I go, what's up, Dora the Explorer? Swiper, no swiping. How's Diego? She had more teeth than the dentist. For the first 3 kids that walked into the school, they walked into the school with a smile on their face. Every parent drove away like they were with Allstate because they were in good hands. The security guard was there. She said, hey, man, you need to go talk to the principal's secretary. She's upset because you parked in her spot. And I don't like letting people down, so I walk in the room, and the lady had the worst attitude I've ever seen. Like, why are you here? Why did you come to work? So I go, I see a teacher. I go, what's up, Charlie's Angels? It's Bosley back there. And she looks at me and she says, you're a little over the top. Calm down. There are many of you who are real anal. You're looking at me like, he's a little over the top. But you guys are like, say it, Kevin Hart. Love you, Dave Chappelle. You see it? But the ones that are quiet, you need to talk more. That's why nobody don't want to hang out with you. The ones that talk, you need to learn how to chill sometimes because we talk too much. You know what I mean? So she tells me, said, you're a little over top, calm down. I said, okay, Satan. So I go to the side and I waited. I waited until the bell rang. I go to his leg. I go, listen, if you're not doing anything, why don't you come hear me speak to the kids? She goes, if I have time. So I'm speaking to the kids like I'm speaking to you. Immediately after the cinema, there was a 7th grade girl. She was real skinny. She could hula hoop through a Cheerio, hang glide with a Dorito. She was crying. Boogers and snot was everywhere. She came and she hugged me so tight. I got to be honest this morning. I farted. It was tight. And she said, she gives me a note. She said, when you read this note, just know that you changed the note. And she left. And I said, okay, Selena Gomez, sorry about Justin Bieber. Keep your head up. So me, the principal, and the secretary was walking through the school. And the principal said, before you fly back to Houston, why don't we read the note that the girl gave you? And the note said this. My dad left me 2 years ago. I wear big clothes because I cut myself. My mom goes out every week and gets drunk, and many of the men she brings home have molested me. So tonight I'm going to take some pills. I'm going to end my life because my life sucks. She said, but when you read the note, know that you changed the note. I looked over to the lady and I go, that's why I'm over the top. If you understand who Melvin Adams is, because most kids today do not want to come to church because we're too serious. Life is serious. But if you're serious all the time, you're going to push them away. Nobody wants to hear, okay, everybody, God loves you, and give your heart to Jesus. Man, kill yourself. You don't even believe in that. There's no joy, no passion. And then they're watching, as parents, if they're watching you, the mom, going off on your husband, making his brother look like he got pink panties, what makes them think they want to marry a woman like that? Medea, hello? If you're a man, your father, you're working all the time, never at home. So when your daughter started dating 21 Savage's nephew, you can't get mad. You wasn't there. I don't understand that. We never want to look in the mirror. Michael Jackson, poor black boy, grew up to be a rich white lady. Hey, look in the mirror. It's easy to point fingers, but we should leave church convicted or encouraged. With a pastor like Adam, man, listen, abs are steel, abs are meals. I need some help. Help me, Adam. Anyway, so let me tell you my story. We went to church my whole life. Church. Better go. I'm from the South. There's a church on every corner. You know what I mean? That's all we do is go to church. We don't eat healthy like y'all do, but we got a church on every corner. We went to church. And my mom never told me she loved me. Go to church every Sunday? You go to church and you're beating your wife and you're beating your kids? That's church? So I want to know Jesus you talking about? Come on. So I get saved at 17, right? I come to California where the gas prices are so high, the Crips and the Bloods are riding together. Feel me, Home Alone? You feel me? Come to California and instantly I become a 2-time All-American. We win 2 national championships. I'm walking through school like Adam, white chocolate. Life's good, really good. And I'm learning about the Lord. I'm learning how to walk with him. I'm learning how to pray, read his word, study. You know what I mean? I'm learning all these things, and it's amazing to me. I've never been around people like that. I just grew up in the hood, and it was just great. So now I'm saved, right? I know the Lord. Now I'm playing professional basketball. 5'8", in front of 30,000 people every night, and they're screaming your name. And after every game, it's 3,000 girls that look like Beyonce. Good game, Melvin. And I'm like, to the left, to the left. I take my shower on the way to bus. It's 1,500 girls that look like Rihanna, and they're shining bright like a diamond. And I don't got 14 guys on the team from BCCCCCCCCC. I got guys that are married. The season starts, season's over. It's a very lonely road. See, everybody's smoking, everybody's drinking, everybody's having sex. But to do what's right, it's a very lonely road. See, I never smoked. I never drank. I kissed a girl my junior year in college. Basketball was my life. I ate, drank, slept basketball because I needed to please my mom. So now I'm playing professionally. It's great on the court, but after the court, it's a very lonely road. I'm in my room watching Mr. Bean talking to the pillow. Hold me. And I'm very judgmental because I went to college with Adam Miller. I'm very super spiritual. I'm looking at these guys. Yeah, man, praise the Lord. That guy's going to hell. Look at him cheating on his wife. And one thing God hates is pride. Pride. How many of you parents here, seriously, like, when your kids tell you something, do you have a but or a comeback? We have more suicides and mental health in this generation than we've ever had. Stevie Wonder can see it, but we don't. The world is so divided, we have no love, and yet we go to church, and yet we don't even see what's going on around us. And God's going to judge us first, because a lot of what we see is because of our arrogance. Pharisaic. Jesus came, and he didn't even go to church. He was only seen in church twice because they was tripping. He hung out with regular dudes because they were more real. Let's talk. You know, that's me. I'm struggling. So, you know, after about a month, I started wilding out like Nick Cannon. I'm drinking, having sex, watching porn. And I don't know if you get to a place when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you got to make a change, or you can just keep doing it. And I did. I got in a taxi. I called my manager. I said, man, I'm wilding, I'm drinking, I'm having sex, watching porn. She said, you know what I did today? I said, what? She said, I ate chocolate. She said, 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 2 rights made an airplane. Good job, whites. 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 2 rights made an airplane. And I can remember every negative word my mother said to me from the age of 5. She said, you want to know what's holding you back? You need to forgive your mom. I never heard, I'm a mama's boy. I love my mom. I got on the first plane, went home, and I'm a parent now. Most parents, we don't want to hear from our kids what we didn't do right, but it's a little word called pride. None of us in here got no book from Adam to 12 Steps to be a Great Parent. We just learned this incognito on our own. So I go to my mom again. My mom, I'm like, Mom, you never told me you love me. You never held me. You never told me you was proud of me. That's when my brother got married about you. My head looked like a milk dud. But the healing began. And the people that's laughing, them the ones that's beating their kids. Look at them. No, anyway. My mom didn't want to hear it, but I forgave her. I went to my dad's grave, and I was there for 3 hours, and I didn't leave until I forgave him. Not forget, forgave. I went to every girl I had sex with on the road, and I asked for forgiveness. I went to a store that I robbed as a kid. I remember putting $200 on the counter. The guy goes, what's that for? I go, when I was 6, 7, and 8, I stole blow pops, lemon heads, and gummy bears from this store. He said, this wasn't my store. I said, it doesn't matter. This is where I did the wrong. I want to make it right. And they were like, and he's black. There was a girl named Tina. She was in the 7th grade. She was the funkiest girl I'd ever smelled. Some say she walked past Lazarus' grave and he woke up. She that funky. She was the funkiest girl I'd ever smelled. And so me and my buddy Keith, we're going to get together and give her a hygiene motivational message. And Tina went off, and I lost it. So that's why you stink, and nobody likes you. I was in 7th grade, and I'm thinking, when will I meet Tina? That was like 20 years ago. 2 weeks later, I'm on United Airlines. Guess who the stewardess was? Tina. We get past the surfacey crap, married, kids, whatever. So Tina, who's in 7th grade, I want to say I'm sorry for those words that I told you. She said, remember, that was 20 years ago. I said, Tina, no matter, will you forgive me? I went from speaking from 500 kids to 8 million. Do you understand how unforgiveness and bitterness holds us back from the destiny that we were created to be in? There are many of you here in a town where everybody knows everybody. Y'all know when people broke up before they broke up. But there are a lot of you here who still feel alone. And then you come to where nobody's at to be more alone. How you gonna get joy out of that? Unless you're hanging with Adam and his wife 24 hours a day. We just run and we just run. We never want to face it. We don't want to face Goliath. We're scared. We got a country that's so divided, no love, and all he said, well, they will know us by our love. We know the word backwards and forward. We're so goofy, we think all we got to do is slap people in the head with the Bible. Just shut up and love your wife. If you love your wife, that'll be more of the gospel than you've ever said. Can't even do that. Can't even tell your husband how great he is because he went from abs of steel to abs of meals. You can't even tell him that. And your kids are watching it. You see it? You don't want to keep your kids, just give them the phone and let the phone, and the phone, the devil tearing them up. AI is bringing them right in. And we have to look in the mirror and go, where did I do it? But we don't do that. No, it's AI. No, it ain't AI, it's AU. Got nothing to do with AI. It's you, your chat box. But we never want to look at ourselves. We just come to church, and the church just cuts the weeds. We never deal with the root, and that's why we never grow. That's why people don't want to come to church. But thank God there are people like Adam who are different. Has an earring, thugalicious. Drives a motorcycle like Captain America. And has long hair. If you sit from the back, you swear you're looking at Jesus. Jesus, that you? It is. He sent me a video of his kids dancing. And I was like, white people don't move like that. His son even told me it was AI. I didn't even know it. I thought it was y'all. I thought it was real. I was like, that was tight. See how AI be lying? I'm telling you. So here I am. I'm going through healing, right? And I want to get married. You know what I mean? I don't look as good as you, but I want to get married. You know what I'm saying? Home alone. So I start praying for my wife. I'm praying, you know what I mean? And I come home from off the road, and I'm signing autographs at the mall, and Sonia, that's why she walked by, and I said, the Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want. And I followed into this Barnes & Noble. I started talking. I was like, do you have a boyfriend? She said, no. I said, how long have you had that problem? Don't settle for a kid's meal when you can get a value pack. Don't get a hamburger when you can get a Big Mac. After she slapped me, I gave her my phone number. And my wife is so black, she can put her fingerprints on charcoal. You know you black when you can wear yellow lipstick and look like a cheeseburger. You know you black when you can drive a motorcycle and get pulled over for windows too tinted. But my wife is fat, P-H-A-T, pretty hot and tempting. And so Sonia comes over, we start talking, and she's the one. This is the one. We get married, and man, and I don't have 3 rings, engagement ring, wedding ring, and suffering. No, I'm happy. But what happened, when you don't forgive, you repeat the cycle. So I married my mom, as weird as that may sound. This dude's from being a P. Diddy party. What? No. I married my mom because I didn't forgive my mom. So my wife is just like, my wife is amazing. My wife is amazing. So my wife got pregnant. I started speaking these positive words. The Bible says, whatever's true, what is right, what is hope. Like, speak these things. Like, Lord, bless all my kids to grow up. So my first son comes out, 4.8 GPA, like number 48 in his class of 900. I don't know if he's black or Chinese. I think he's Blackanese. Taylor Swift, you feeling me? Unbelievable focus. My youngest son, Thugalicious. He would argue that this light didn't have many colors. And we struggled as parents. We're like, why don't you get A's? Like, Seth, come on, man. Like, suck it up, man. Like, what's wrong with you? 2 + 2 ain't 8. Where you from? And it was hard. And so I had basketball. He didn't. And so my wife, my son, we had to kick him out the house. He got on drugs, was suicidal. His best friend slept with his girlfriend and sent him a video. See, for the older people, we don't even understand that because we didn't have selfies. We didn't have MySpace. There was none of that stuff. But your generation, you know? So I'm going to pause, and I'm going to let my youngest son, Silas, going to come up and share his story. So put your hands together for my baby boy, Silas.
How everybody doing today? Y'all doing good? Y'all feeling good? Okay. So my name is Silas. I just turned 20 years old. I graduated in 2024. Like my dad said, I have an older brother, and he's actually about to be playing overseas for basketball. And so like my dad said, growing up, my brother was like an AB student, and I was like kind of like a C, B, D type of student. Really wasn't the best in school. And so in school, I had ADHD. So it was on test days, it was hard for me to like focus up. And I don't know, I never could find my focus in school. And so growing up, my mom, she would say a lot of things to cut me and my brother. Like she would say things like, you're gonna be a failure and you're not gonna make it in life with what you're trying to do and stuff like that. And personally to me, she would say, man, why can't you be like your brother? Like what's going on with you? And so I never knew who I really was. I felt like I had to live up to my brother when I was just trying to find out who I was. So growing up, I was in the 4th grade and I started getting into fights. And I was in the back of the class and the teacher, she said, hey, come to the front. And the janitor had just came into the class. And she said, hey, everybody, this is what Silas is going to be in 10 years from now. He's going to be a janitor. And so in that moment, everybody started laughing in the class, and I even started laughing, but it wasn't funny to me. And in that moment, it changed something to me, where it was like I stopped caring about really everything. So I got to middle school, and me and my brother, our relationship kind of split because my brother was like a good student. He just did everything right when I was kind of just going left. So I was looking for that brother figure. And when you're looking for somebody to be like your brother, you look for somebody that's like you. So I had a friend. He had moved down from down here. And I was in the 7th grade, and I was 5'4", right? And I know y'all see my dad over here, right? You know, like, stand up real quick. I know y'all see this, right? Like, this do not look like my dad. Like, he can do front flips and back flips under the bed. Like, this is how short this dude is. Like his feet is on his driver's license. Like, this is how short this dude is. Like, this dude is short, you know what I mean? So I was in the 7th grade, and I had a friend. We got real close, and man, he always had like the nicest stuff, like the nicest Jordans, the nicest shoes. So at 13, 12 years old, you can't get no job. So I'm wondering, man, how you making all this money? Like, he always had the nicest stuff. So he was like, man, come over to my house. So I went to his house, and he was selling drugs out of his mom's house. Mom didn't even care that he was doing it. Him and his older brother. So we was hanging out, and I went to his house a couple times, and the times I would go, it felt weird. Like I felt like somebody was watching me. So we was playing football. He had threw the football real far, so I missed the catch. And I looked over, and it was like cars like lined up, and people was just sitting in them. So I gave him the ball, and I said, hey, I'm gonna head home. Something don't feel right. And he was trying to keep me there, like, nah, you just tripping, everything's fine. I was like, nah. So I headed home, and about 30 minutes to an hour later after I left, the police raided his house. And they gave my friend 13 years at 13 years old in prison. His brother got, like 20-something years. So they were gone. So that's when COVID hit. And around that time, I started writing down all these goals. I was like, okay, I want to make A's and B's. I want to do this, that. I want to play on the basketball team. But everything I did was to be like my brother again. All my whole life, I wanted to always please my mom. I wanted to prove my mom wrong for her calling me a failure. That's all I wanted to do. So I didn't really care how I did it. I just wanted to prove her wrong. So one month into my freshman year, I was smoking weed and selling drugs, all because I was always the type of kid that I would hold everything in. I never went to my mom and just confronted her and said, hey, this is how you made me feel. I never did that. I just held it in. So 1 month in, I was smoking weed, and there was a rumor going around saying, hey, your son's smoking weed, because I was always around like the seniors that were selling drugs too. And my brother was a senior. I remember coming home from school and my dad was like, he was crying. And he was like, man, what's going on with you? Because how does that make my dad look that he's traveling the world speaking to people, but his own son is at home smoking weed on camera? It makes him look bad. So I lied about it. I said, no, I'm not doing that. And for 6 months, I really didn't do it. And then going into my sophomore year, I continued doing the same thing until my junior year. In my junior year, I was around kids that want to go to like Baylor and Harvard and like all these D1, like these nice schools that I was like, you know, the kids I grew up around, they was always talking about like making money, you know, selling drugs. That's all I would hear from my friends. So they start actually making I started making my own goals in life and like really thinking ahead. So I was good for 8 months while I was at this school until I met this girl. And at this point in my life, me and my mom, our relationship was kind of just, it was dead, huh? Oh. So yeah, I met this girl, and so me and my mom, we didn't have a good relationship. So this girl, she was like my girlfriend and my mom, because she would say things like, I love you, and I hope you're good, and how's your mental health doing? Things I wish my mom would have said to me growing up. So we dated for a while, and like my dad said, she ended up cheating on me with my best friend. Sent a video to me, and it really devastated me. After that happened, I mean, I started losing weight. Like I started smoking weed again. I started drinking. And then I left home at 17. When I left home, you know, it had been like 6 months. I had turned 18, and I moved into an apartment with one of my friends that I had grew up with. He was 17 though, and he left home as well. And I moved in with this guy, and he was like gang affiliated. Now I never knew about that life. I didn't, you know, I had sold drugs, but I never was around people that was getting killed, and I was never around stuff like that. So I moved in about 2 weeks, he would let me drive his car. So 2 weeks into living there, me and my friend that was 17, we was at the gas station. And we was just talking, and in the distance, I could see an SUV driving past. They drove into the gas station, they started shooting the gas station up. So I start running, and as I'm running, I don't see my best friend with me. So I'm wondering, you know, I got behind the gas station, and I was wondering, you know, I was thinking in my head, he probably ran the other direction. So I was walking back, and I was calling him, and right when I got back to where we were, I see my best friend dying on the ground. I remember putting my best friend in my arms, and I could hear his heart going real fast, and he was calling my name. And then his heart got slower and slower. And that night, my best friend died in my arms. In 2024, I lost 13 friends, not just people that I just knew for 1 year, people I knew for like my whole life. 13 friends of mine passed from gun violence, suicide, overdose, all types of stuff. So after that happened, I became numb to everything around me. Nothing mattered anymore. And around that time, my dad started reaching out to me. And he was like, you know, he would take me to his basketball games and just stuff like that. But it was real weird. Because, you know, my dad's a talker. So for us to sit like this and just look at each other like this, you know, it was just like a little weird, you know? So it was like the fourth time we went and ate, and he said, hey, you should come and speak with me. And I was like, Dad, look, like, I'm not trying to speak with you. You're 5'8", you're short, you're bald-headed. Like, nobody wants to speak with you. You know what I mean? So 2 weeks after I had seen my dad, I almost overdosed and died. And that's when I said, I remember going home, and I looked in the mirror, and I was about 110 pounds. And I'm 6'4". And I was like, man, if I don't change something right now, I'm not gonna make it to 2025. So I gotta change something, or I'm not gonna be alive. I remember calling my dad in January of last year, and I said, look, my life is going left. Like, if I don't change today or now, I'm not gonna be alive. He said, come to Oklahoma with me. So we drove to Oklahoma, and I spoke at the church that night. And it was like a light that I'd never seen in my life. I was always looking for that light, and I finally found it. And I spoke at the church, and I just felt different. And in that moment, I said, I want to dedicate my life. And in that moment, I got sober, and it's been about like a year. I've been about a year sober ever since that. So me and my dad, we start going on the road, and it was good. You know, he snores a lot, so I don't really get like the best sleep, you know. And he talks in his sleep too. Like, I don't know about all that. Like, he be saying his whole speech in his sleep, you know. He be talking about Globetrotter tricks in his sleep, like. So Yeah, we was on the road, and I'll be lying to y'all if I said it's easy for me now because I've been sober. Like, I would be lying, you know? It's a lot of stuff all the stuff in my past still comes back every now and then. Last year in May, we was coming back from Colorado, and I got a call that my best friend, when I overdosed that night, there was a girl, she saved my life. Last May, I had got a call that she overdosed. So I'll be lying to y'all if I said I don't struggle, but you know, I know my dad would tell me, he would say, man, Silas, when you get negative thoughts, that's not coming from God. Because God doesn't give you negative thoughts, you know? He only gives you positive things. So if you're thinking negative things, then it's not from God. So now when I start learning that, whenever I get those type of thoughts, you know, I have friends and people around me that they kind of challenge me and say, man, like, you're a good guy, man. Like, you don't listen to all this stuff that is in your mind, you know? Because everything now is a mind game. You know, so for the older ones that I'm gonna, you know, be out of y'all hair, like, you know, my dad's out of his, you know. So for the older ones, like, man, if y'all know anybody or you have kids or anybody, sometimes you think because your kid's smiling and they're laughing and they're having fun that they're doing okay. But if you look back at an old picture of me when I was growing up, I was always smiling. But the whole time I was going through a lot. I was suicidal. So that one checkup, even when you don't think it means nothing, it can mean a lot to that person or to your kid or to whoever it is. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. I love every single one of y'all, and I appreciate y'all going this
You can't give out to others what's not in you. You know, it's you know, if your vertical is right, your horizontal will be right. And many of us have been beat down with words, whether it be words, shame. It blows my mind. Like, y'all just seeing me right now. I go places everywhere I go. I'm like this everywhere I go. Because the world is hurting, man. Like, people are hurting. Like, and I just go around loving on people, and we're so divided that if you're just positive, people don't know how to. That's crazy to me. It says a lot of what's going on deep inside of you. Because if you can't take me telling you're awesome, it's very hard for me to believe that you believe when God tells you that, you believe that. Because I can't say I love Adam if God didn't say that to me. The devil ain't going to come to you and say, you're great, you're awesome. And then I think sometimes we're so spiritually goofy, we got to throw it back because we don't know how to take it like the Lord. Yeah, the Lord, he chose you. Stop being so goofy, just take it. As we see our kids and they're going through stuff, they get a tattoo, and then as parents, we freak out because we're worried about what other people are going to think about it. It has nothing to do with God. It has everything to do with us and our own insecurities. And these are the things that Jesus wants to talk about. Forget about your car. Forget about how many people you got at your church. Let's talk about you and your dad and your uncle who molested you from 7 to 11. Let's talk about that. That's important. Because that's what's been holding you back. But what we do in the church, let's just talk about Galatians. I've been crucified. Shut up. Seriously, if that's the case, then we serve a God who's just like a coach. If you're playing good, he's going to put you in the game. It's all about performance. And with God, it's not. God loves you like a fat kid loves cake. He don't love you, ladies, because your hair smells like Pantene. You can have a bad hair day, eyelashes that look like tarantulas. And he looks at you and got more teeth than the dentist. Noah, come here. Look at my girl. He's not going, her nails are not perfect. Shut up. Don't got nothing to do with that. Look in the mirror. If you're a woman, look in the mirror and go, you know what? If you're white, go, oh, my God, I'm so amazing. If you're Hispanic, muy, muy bonita, caliente. If you're a black girl, hey, for real, though, straight up, hey. We can't even do it. I don't understand it. How do you read the Bible and not look in the mirror and think, when people say you're a great mom? How hard is it to say, you know what, I appreciate that. You don't have to go, I know it, who's your mama? I mean, you know, I'm good. Like, for me to go, no, it's some deep stuff going on. That's deep. We can spiritualize and get all goofy if you want, but it is what it is. So here's the number one question that I get. Number one question I get from kids all across the world. They hit me up on social media. Number one question, they DM me, go, how is it that you're so upbeat when you came from a verbally abusive home and a physically abusive home? Most of you wouldn't even believe that. But I didn't come here and try to be holy. I let you into my world. I got up here and I became brutally honest with you. I have nothing to hide. My mom told me when I was a kid, Jehovah's Witnesses were gangs. They used to knock on the door. We had to stop breathing and get down. So when I got older, I got my own place. I let them in. I said, what is it you got to tell me? They said, we don't know. We've never got this far. This is great. But anyway. You want to know why millions of kids follow me? Because kids are tired of a cubic zirconia. They want to talk, what does Leviticus have to do with my mom and dad getting a divorce? Seriously? Leviticus? What does Lamentations have to do anything with my uncle who had been molesting me? Stop being so goofy and just talk to people. Build relationships. I don't meet a girl and go, you know, Jesus died on the cross. I'm going to say, what's your name? Where you from? Tell me about your mom and daddy. What college you went to? I'm going to get to know them, crack some jokes, laugh, and then when we build a relationship, then they'll listen to whatever I want them to tell them. Everybody's trying to hit one hit wonders. No, just play your role. What your role is. My job is to give her some coffee, and don't go, Jesus told me to give it. Shut up. Just give me the coffee and get out of my face. Give her the coffee with cream. Amen. Then Adam's wife's going to come and go, man, your hair smells like Pantene. I know. And then my girl, Kelly Clarkson, is going to come, stronger since you've been gone. And then she's going to say, why are you so beat? Well, I go to this church up the street. It's way up at the top, some mountain lions, some coyotes, places where black people don't go, but they're there. And this lady's going to come. She's going to hear Adam preach and go, is that an earring in his ear? That's a gangster right there. They not like us. And then she gives her life to Jesus, but everybody played their role. Know what your role is. My job was to just give Adam the ball. He got the glory. I gave him the ball. That's my role. Just get white chocolate the ball and get out of the way. And if he chooses to get on social media and go, you know, I had 28 points, Melvin gave me 10 cents, I appreciate it. But if he doesn't, my job is just to give him the ball. Don't give me no glory for that. That's what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to love my wife. I don't wash dishes so she can have sex with me. I just wash dishes because I love her. Just wash the dishes. That stuff will come. Some of the men are going, shut up, man, you killing me. But women too. Don't be talking about it's that time so you can trip. Don't use that as no excuse. You just like that. Don't got nothing to do with that time. Giving you some chocolate. No, you got a bad attitude. Don't got nothing to do with that time. We never want to look at us. And we the problem. We're the problem. So how is it that you're so upbeat? I'll tell you it's a very simple story. When I was a kid, I gambled a game called Madden. Like I'm really good. I'd play these dudes online, like in France. Bonjour, oui, oui, pipi, hon, hon. My son Seth was 6. He would watch me beating these dudes. So one day me and Seth played the game, and I'm beating him. I'm beating him bad. I'm like, who your daddy? He was like, you. And I'd run in his room and go, hey, Seth, look what I found in your pocket. Loser! He started crying. You know, boogers and snot was everywhere. From 6 to 8, he never wanted to play me. But at 8, he went on Google. He learned how to play the game. So he was like, hey, Dad, you want to play? And I was like, you want some of this? He was like, Daddy, I want all of that. So we're playing the game first quarter. He's whooping me 35-0. And he's all in my face like, who's your daddy? And I'm like, you. Right in my room like, Dad, look what I found in your wallet. Capital One and loser! And he was all in my face. His breath was funky. He needed an Altoid, a Tic Tacs, and bubble gum. He was so condescending. He was talking trash. I got mad. I walked away, and I accidentally tripped over the power cord. TV cut off. The game cut off, but I plugged the TV up, turned the TV on, and I pushed restart. Give me the sign. Your wife's like, what are you doing? It's something we worked out. But anyway, so I'm planning to think about that game, and I go, I push restart, and it started all over. And I say that to say there's a lot of us who, in our life, we've been beat down, maybe emotionally, physically. But every day is a new day to press restart. Every day is a new day to start all over. You said some negative words, but today is a new day. But pride holds us back. If my people who are called by my name would humble themselves, pray, seek my face, turn from your wicked ways, we will hear from heaven and he will heal our land. It's not God's heart that we be walking around looking all defeated, depleted. It's not God's heart. Like God is joy, love, joy, peace, patience. Like, listen, every day is not going to be like that. Life is hard. You know what I mean? Like it's hard being a man looking at Adam's picture and you trying to add up to that good lookingness and you can't quite get there. It's discouraging. But if you take a piece of his hair, put it in your coffee, it will change your life. In Jesus' name. Oh, Toyota, son of a bitch. But I want to leave you with this challenge. Because I believe we should never come as an athlete. I always wanted to get better, man. I always wanted to get better. So I always ask the coach, what do I need to work on? That takes humility. Because me, in my flesh, I think I got it all together. Coach, what do I need to work on? Is it my left hand? Then show me some drills to do that. Like, if you're a wife, like, and your mouth, you be cutting people down like a Freddy Krueger movie. And you know it. You got anger issues, and you just keep blaming, oh, it's my husband. You know, he don't. No, stop. I'm talking about you. If you're a man, you've been spending more time at work, man. You're there physically, you're not there emotionally. Do you really listen to your wife? Like, when you listen to her, you be watching the 49ers who lost again. Seriously? Like, she's talking to you, and you so on your phone, on Facebook, and you're wondering why your kids and your family is out of order. Like, he gonna judge us, the men. Like, you know what I mean? Are you there? Like, are you a spiritual leader? If you're a kid, man, like, you've been struggling, man. Like, I know it. The phones, it's a lot of stuff out there, man. Like, for real. Like, and this caused a lot of young boys to look at girls in a totally different way. You know? You're a girl, man. You've been beating yourself up. Beautiful girl. What's your name? Yeah. A Kobe? A Kobe, okay. Beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, the enemy come in your head, tell you all these lies. You know what I mean? Like, beautiful. Smile that could change the world. Look at that. Breath smelling like Colgate. So here's my challenge. A particular man on an island, and on this island, whenever a man wanted to marry a woman, he would pay for that woman in cows. There was no woman on this island who would ever receive more than 5 cows. So this king, he was a short guy, kind of good looking, kind of like myself, you know. And he's looking for his wife, which is probably the second greatest decision in your life. Besides salvation, who you going to spend the rest of your life with? So he's looking, he sees a girl in the back, had sideburns. Elvis is dead. That's not the one. Adam's apple. This is not San Francisco. Sees a girl in the back, goes, that's the one. And this girl's name was Ugly. She was the ugliest girl on the island. This girl had hairy armpits. Looked like she had 2 black dudes with an afro and a headlock. She had hairy legs. It looked like a jungle. I thought I saw Tarzan fly. Her eyebrows were so thick, Tony Hawk used to skate on them. She had teeth in her gums that is sick, unless you're from Santa Cruz. But she was the ugliest girl on the island. The king said, I'm going to go home, I'm going to pray, I'm going to fast, I'm going to come back, and I'll negotiate about how many cows I'm going to pay for your daughter. So the king leaves, and all the girls came to the other girl and said, he's not going to marry you, girl. You ugly. I mean, you got hairy armpits. Only reason we like you because we can snick Snicker bars in your armpit when we go to the movie. You know what? When somebody starts telling you ain't pretty enough, or you're not smart enough, or your dances are AI, it's really hard to believe that you can do anything great. So the king came back. He said, you know, I prayed about it, fasted, talked to Adam. I'll give you 8 cows for your daughter. The daddy fell out. They had to call Benny Hinn to get the brother back up. He said, if I've offended you, I'll give you 21 cows for your daughter. So the story goes, to get married. A year goes by. The dad hears that the daughter and son-in-law are back in town, and he goes and knocks on the door, and the girl opened the door. She looked like Halle Berry, Cameron Diaz, and Adam Miller's wife, rolling a tortilla. Muy, muy bonita. He said, what a kingdom that this king would have beautiful women as his maids, but I came here for my daughter, the ugly girl. She was on Jurassic Park. That girl. She goes, Father, it's me. It's me. And see, as funny as that story is, it's the same gospel message that's been preached for over 2,000 years, and that in all of our lives, we all feel ugly. We all feel like, how can God use somebody like me? How many of you here have done some things in your life that you know God has forgiven you, but you can't even forgive yourself? Anybody like that? Yeah. And we walk around with guilt and condemnation, not even realizing Jesus knew everything we were going to do from the day we were born to the day we're going to die, and he still died for you and me. No excuses. He just did it. And just like God, like you saw on the story of the king, God comes to us and says, you know what, you do have some hairy armpits. I ain't going to lie. But your arms look good. She starts shaving them off, gummy bears, Twinkies. It was a whole Mexican piñata. He said, you have hairy legs. That's not normal, but you got some nice calves. She starts shaving them off. He said, your eyebrows kind of thick, look like you're Freeway 10 going into L.A. He said, but when you look at me, whoa, you look good. She shaved them off. He said, you have teeth in your gums. He goes, you from Santa Cruz. So, but when you smile, you brighten up my day. She went to orthodontist, got it hooked up, and everywhere she went, people could see it. Everywhere I walk, I'm walking in love. In a country that's so divided, so racially divided, nobody want to talk about nothing as if it's just going to magically go away. Confrontation is inevitable. David had to fight Goliath in order to be king. Stop running. Just face up, man up, woman up, face to face, look in the mirror so we can walk in freedom. You know, God does not want you to leave here today the same person you did when you came in. He wants to restore your marriage. He wants you women to look at your husband and go, "Grr." He wants you men to look at your wives and just go, girl, you still got it, girl. With that love that you have, you'll be able to look at your daughter and tell her, you don't need makeup. You're beautiful anyway. And she'll date a guy. She'll put a Bible in between them. He'll have to go through Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Then he'll know how to act, and it won't be no Roman. Hello. Your sons will grow up, and they'll know how to be a man. They're going to walk around, how you do? No. That wasn't how it was meant. Because that cannot have a baby. No. But we're lost and we're confused. And I'm here to tell you, listen, you have a great leader. Leaders. Adam, the real man, he picked me up from the airport. From the time that dude picked me up, he talked about his wife from the time we drove that car. Since we've been together, he's talked about his wife. I hadn't seen her. She tall too. You know you're tall when you wake up and you see the Lord. She talked to Jesus every day. Right at his feet. Okay. Make him dinner. I got you. This dude loves his wife, man. Like I'm telling you, listen, you hang with a man and he talking about sports, that's cool. But he talked about his wife. Like I was like, I want to marry him. And I started debating like, he loved his wife. Then I met his son, Kodak. Oh, he's a bear. Man, he has a loving heart. He was such a loving kid. He was so loving, man. Like, he hugged me and I felt safe and his armpit smelled good. I was like, is that Old Spice? I love him. But when I saw that, when I saw his wife and I saw Adam, I know why. I saw their other son, Sexy Slim. That dude could have been a lead singer of a boy band. I'd have bought that album. This girl was looking, that's my man, that's my man. All giggling and sniggling and lovey-dovey. You got a great leader. I'm going to challenge you, man. I'm going to do a little something and get out. But, man, how many of y'all here, just text Adam. Hey, man, I just text to say, I was thinking about you. I want to tell you I love you, man. You're a great leader. How many of you do that? Like, seriously, it's a lot that they go through praying for the church and all the things, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. You know, like, this dude, like, they pray, him and his wife, they pray for y'all. They pray for your marriages, your kids. Like, it's a lot. Like, how many of y'all just text this dude and just be, hey, man, we appreciate you? Like, for no reason. How many of you go to his wife and say, you know, girl, who do your hair? Because I need to go wherever you going, I need to go there. Because you look good. How many of you do that? How many of you go to his son? I mean, you may be, you know, because he look good, and you might be, like, scared because his beauty, you know, it's like blinds you like a diamond ring, like Rihanna, shining bright like a diamond. Tell him how much you appreciate it, you know? And listen, y'all are awesome, man. You're great dads here. You know, you're a great daddy. You've been daddy for a long time. You was a daddy when Abraham Lincoln was here. I already know. But we love you. We need you. You know, your smile is amazing. Makes people feel better. You know, Kim Kardashian, sorry about Kanye, but you still here. Keep your head up strong. You know, man, y'all are just an amazing church, man. And stop letting the devil defeat you. Women, stop believing these lies, man. Like, it's just as easy to believe the truth than it is to lie. How do you, then just stop reading the Bible? If you're not going to believe it, then stop reading. Be a Muslim. If you ain't going to believe it, just stop wasting time. Stop lying. You're beautiful. All you women here look good. Stevie Wonder can see that. Tripping. Like, you look good. How hard is that to believe that than to believe you don't got it no more? You still beautiful. Stop. Father, you're a good daddy. Look like Chevy Chase, but you're a good daddy. You're a good dad. I can't see because the light is dark, man. You're going to be a daddy one day. Thor, you're a good daddy. You're a good daddy, my man. American Me, I saw your movie. Viva la raza. You're doing a good job, man. Stop beating yourself up. Young people, you're awesome, man. Whatever you want to be, Justin Bieber, you can do it. You know what I mean? Home Alone, whatever you want to do. Peter Parker, I'm Peter Darker. We're all the same. Can we have fun? Can we just loosen up sometime? Quit being so serious. That's why kids don't want to come to church. So serious. Life, the heaven and hell is serious. But somewhere around there, can we just laugh? Like if you're just serious all the time, and you can't laugh at nothing, just walk around just constipated. Come on. That don't got nothing to do with Jesus at all. At all. If you're here today, listen, if you're here today and you say, man, I heard you, Melvin, I heard what you Silas saying, man, and man, you know, I want to know this Jesus you talking about. Listen, I'm going to pray a prayer real quick, and I'm going to be out of your hair. If we could just close our eyes, bow our head. If you're here today and you say, you know what, man, I want to know about this Jesus you talking about. Like, maybe I've heard people say certain things. I've been angry. I had people in the first service come and say, I'm still angry with my daddy, and it's holding back. It's stealing my joy. Maybe that's you. Maybe you just need prayer, man. Like, you just need somebody to be there and help support you and encourage you. If you're here and you say, man, I don't want to leave. I've been going to church, but I want to know about this Jesus you're talking about. If that's you, with all eyes closed, head bowed, I'm going to pray a prayer out loud. I just want you to pray it out loud with me. Say, Father, I'm a sinner. Father, I've done wrong. You told me to do this, and yet I did that. But the Bible says that if I believe and if I confess that Jesus came, that Jesus died, and that Jesus rose again, the Bible says I'll spend eternity with you. I ask you, Jesus, come into my heart. Change my life. Make me into the person that you call me to be. I thank you for my new life in you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Listen, very simple. If you prayed that, listen, I'm 54 years old, and I know a lot of you thought I was 27, and I appreciate that. Thanks. But even at 54, I meet with 4 older men. I meet with a black, a Hispanic, an Asian, and a white. Why do I say that? Because I don't want to just reach black people. I want to reach the world. How you going to sing We Are the World, and then you don't want to hang out with somebody that don't look like you? And we see it in our world today. The lady at the well said, Jews don't talk to Samaritans. It's right in our face. We read it every day, but we just goofy. You know what I mean? Some of us, we see somebody, we act like we've never seen. They're so chocolatey. Dark chocolate, I knew it. We ain't going to be in heaven. It's going to be an Adam group. Come on, man. We're going to all be together. So we need to start practicing that right here. Right? Like, love people. How hard is that? Just love people. Like, say something positive. It'll help your whole day. But you know the devil going to come with you with the lies. We're from Houston, and we have a winter storm. We went to H-E-B. Toilet paper was gone. What you going to do with toilet paper? All the toilet paper in 2 days? We love fear, though. We love it. We love fear and lies. We love it. But we hate the truth. And the truth, come on now, Juanita Bonner. The truth will set you free, man. If you pray that today, listen, I'm not worrying about what people think, because it's not even about that. Spend money we don't have to please people we don't like. Find you somebody. If you're a dude, listen, I don't know if you go to church here, but if you're looking for a guy, Adam is a great guy. You want somebody that's going to really help train you and help you walk and be a man, like Adam, that's the dude. Like, for real, like Adam he's the real deal, man. He not up here just, he lives this stuff behind closed doors. And he went, you know, he goes through a lot. He's not perfect. He did walk on water and didn't get wet, but I mean, blacks don't do that. That's why we wasn't on Titanic, but it'd be a quick movie. We don't swim. Y'all need to know that. NIV, that's the Negro International version. But anyway, Adam, get with Adam, man. Seriously, like if you're a young kid, you go to church here? If you want to grow in your walk, man, you know what I mean? Go from home alone to a grown man. I'm going to kick it with my boy. Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake. That's who y'all need to kick it with. If you're a lady, man, you're a girl, like, you know, like, you old, I mean, but you're young, Kodiak, La Caca, how you say it? A coat. Okay, yeah, we all need a coat because it's cold. But I need a coat. A coat. Listen, Adam's wife, you know her? She a cool lady, man. You know her? You know Adam's Miss? Yeah. Do you know her? Like, she looked at me like, what are you saying, black man? You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's an awesome lady, man. I'm telling you, she's an awesome lady. She gave me. I've never had a scone. I never had nothing like that with ham and cheese in it. If that had been Jesus' Last Supper, he wouldn't have went to the cross that day. He would have went. He would have went that day. He would have ate that scone. It was that good. But get to know her. She's awesome. His son, I don't know where he is, but he's good looking. And I'm not gay, but he's good looking. But listen, I love y'all, man. Thank you so much for letting me and my son come and share a heart, and even for Adam. How this all worked out. I had a deal on the 28th. It got canceled, and I hadn't talked to Adam in 27 years, and it's like we never skipped a beat, man. And we just started talking. He talked about his wife. Talked about his kids. Sexy Slim. And he invited us, man. He had us come to his church, man. I've never seen Adam in this capacity. I've always seen him on the basketball court. We've been overseas together, and to see him like drive a car. I never saw that. Drive a car. He drove a motorcycle, with a jacket on, looking like the Fonz. Just to see that. And so he blesses, allowed us to come here and speak at the Christian school up the street. And so we're just honored, and we want to thank Adam and his wife for letting us come out, and from me and Silas to you all. Thank you, Peter Parker, for playing your web songs. And Eric, thank you, man, for, love in the back, man. And thank y'all so much for letting us be here. We love you, and we appreciate you. Turn over.